Hello YouTube, welcome to Mrs. Koi Style. My name is Kawana. I thank you so much for joining me here on my channel where I speak about style. I do some hauls, some reviews, and every now and again I sprinkle in a little bit of luxury. So if that is something that interests you, I certainly hope that you would consider subscribing to my channel and hitting that bell notification so that you never ever miss one of my videos. So for today's video, I kind of want to extend a dialogue that I was having with my girl, Original Flavor, wherein we were talking about luxury designer items that we wouldn't buy for various reasons. And it kind of started the conversation. And then we got to talking and said, we should actually do a video about that. This was all the way back, I want to say in October or November. And guess what? I am finally getting to that video. With that said, I'm going to tag I'm actually going to tag 3 of my homegirls so that they could join this dialogue as well and also do YouTube videos on this same topic, which is luxury designer items that we wouldn't buy. Just luxury items we ain't gonna buy. And I'm going to delve into that later. But the folks that I'm tagging are Original Flavor, because she needs to continue the conversation. And she's so... Anyway, she needs to continue the conversation. Miss Custom Chic, you know you got to jump in on this too because we need to hear your perspective. That's super important. And Miss Life with Glory B, my girl Glow, because Glow is super trendy. So I'm very interested to know if she draws the line in any capacity on something that she wouldn't buy. So those are the 3 people that I am tagging: Original Flavor, Custom Chic, and Life with Glory B. Their channels are going to be linked below. Make sure that you're following them so that you can catch their videos when they upload it. And I'm pretty sure that they will. So now that I've tagged, let's get into the luxury items. I'm just not buying. It ain't happening. Not buying. Let me start by saying with these items that I'm not buying, there are pretty much 2 reasons. I'm not here to drag any of the fashion houses. I'm not here to speak negatively about any of the items that you all who are watching may own. If you like it, I love it. There is either the reason I can't afford it. I can't see myself spending money on it. And realistically speaking, I believe that if price was no object, or if money was no object to me, I would likely buy a lot of things because, money wasn't a factor. But when I have to count and save and try to really make conscious purchases, these things do not fit into that equation. They're like a no for me. So let's get into it. Here I go. That's better. I see you now. You see me, I see you, but I had to look at my notes. First up, Bottega. I'm not buying Bottega, the cassette bag. I'm not buying the mules. I'm not buying the mesh shoes or the dumpling bag. Pretty much Bottega for me is just too trendy. I do not know about its lasting power, its longevity, how long it's going to be around. And yes, I understand. If I buy it and I love it, I should wear it forever, even if it is a trend. But it isn't doing it for me. Those items I feel are just for me to invest the money when it's so overly saturated with dupes, and I can get a dupe to kind of get a feel for it and understand the style of it and still kind of get into the trend. These Bottega, these pieces that I just named, the cassette, the dumpling bag, the mesh shoes, and the mules, just no, it's not for me. That's not where my money is going. However, I do have dupes of the mesh shoe. I think it's cute. And I do have dupes of the mule. I think it's called the Lido mule. So it's not that I do not like the style. It's that I do not like the price for the trendiness of those pieces. So that's first, Bottega. Next up, Van Cleef Arpels, the fine jewelry, this dainty lady jewelry. I mean, number one, this is not to drag. This is not to make fun of. I just have to explain to you what it looks like to me so that you will understand why it's a no for me. It's especially for me the one, I believe it's called Alhambra. It kind of looks like Lucky Charms, like a clover. And once I saw that, I just can't unsee it. Irrespective of the color, it doesn't matter. That's just what it gives me. That little motif, that whole thing. It's I see it and I can't unsee it. And that's not necessarily a bad thing. It's just not for me. The other component of that is that it's very dainty. It is super feminine to me and girly, and that does not really suit my style. I think that my style is a little bit chunkier, a little bit louder, a little bit, well, a lot broader. And it's so dainty and delicate that I don't think I could incorporate it into my everyday. Additionally, at that price, at those prices, whether it be the bracelet or the necklace, I would want something a little bit more unique, something more specific to me, something that was thought out to give me or for me to buy myself. That is not for me. It's not, it's the price. It's just too high and just wouldn't meet any kind of special place in my life, in my wardrobe, in my style, in what I do. I hope that I made the point to you. They could be beautiful. I've actually seen Tamara wear it, and I think that Tamara has a pretty edgy style as well. It's just not for me, not at that price point. And again, what I said in the beginning, I don't have the money for it. I can't afford it. I'm not saving up for it. My money is going to go someplace else. It's not going to go there. So that's Van Cleef and Arpels, the Alhambra line. Not for me. Just, it's not. Next up, not for me, not getting my coin. I'm not there on that. I'm just not there. I don't know if you all watch Erica's Girly World, but a couple of years ago, she put out a video talking about the luxury stairwell and where you are. And as you go further up the stairwell, you introduce yourself to different kinds of purchases. Most people start off on their luxury stairwell buying bags and shoes. That's just what they do. As you rise up, you might get into jewelry, you're going to get into ready to wear, you're going to get into all of these different things, and maybe things that seem slightly more frivolous or less important. And I don't say that to sound disrespectful. I know that you all know that already. So yeah, I'm not saying it in that way. But my next set of luxury items that I would not buy are luxury hair accessories, barrettes, headbands, hair clips. Like, no, these things are hundreds of dollars, sometimes even reaching $1,000 US. No, 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 no. It just doesn't make sense to me that if I put on a headband and it's a Prada headband and it kind of pushes my hair back, which is usually in braids, I mean, couldn't I get a headband from, like, let's say Amazon that's going to do the same thing? It's gonna serve the same function. A barrette in my hair, where? What's it gonna do? Because it says Chanel or Gucci or something? It doesn't. That's not how I want to spend my money. I need to take those few $100s, stash those in my piggy bank, and save up to get something that I would actually want to buy that serves a greater purpose. So, luxury hair accessories, no, not buying those. No. Next up, I don't even know how popular these are anymore or if people are even still wearing them. I haven't seen them as much anymore, but I remember when I did see this item a couple of years ago, I just said, you got to be kidding me. And that's the Dior friendship bracelets. It kind of looks like if you ever went to camp, like kind of like an arts and craft project or something that you would have done. Actually, I see a lot of the girls in the schools where I work when they do a art project or they go to certain different craft settings, whatever it is that they're doing in the school. They create these bracelets or necklaces for their friends that look exactly to me like the Dior friendship bracelet. I don't understand it. This is not to discredit, demean, or take away the joy of like a 5-year-old or even a 10-year-old. But for Dior, I'm not going to spend $400 on some sort of a material bracelet that I could get the supplies to make from like Michael's or some sort of a craft store. I could get something cute off of Etsy. Why would I get a friendship bracelet? I'm like, years old. Doesn't make sense to me. So that's a no. Not for me. No, no Dior friendship bracelets or whatever it's called. Not happening. No. Next up, and I know some people are going to come for me in this one because these are hot and heavy right now. I know you're going to come for me, but hear me out. Next up, not getting the Hermes Oran sandal. Never, ever going to happen. And I'm going to start with the obvious. I'm going to start with the number one reason that that's no for me. I ain't into the toes. I don't do feet like that, especially not my feet, okay? My toes are very wide. They do not stick together or mesh together or meld together like other people with beautiful feet, such as Rihanna. I do not care for my feet, so I'm not going to wear something that appears to me to be as unsupportive as the Hermes Oran sandal that would only draw more attention to my toes that spread out like this, but also not offer me any support. Wouldn't make any sense to me. So in terms of aesthetics and what's going to make me look good, out of pure sheer vanity, I'm not buying the Hermes Oran sandal. But to add to that, I think that the sole on that shoe is just so thin that it does not offer any support. And I see myself just developing back pains because of it, because it's giving me nothing. It's just so flat. I don't understand it. Another part of it is that they don't seem very secure. Every time I see someone wearing them and walking, they're struggling to keep them on their feet. So I don't feel that they're very well made in the sense that the leather stretches so much over time. And if it's a beach shoe, a casual shoe, a pool shoe, it's in leather or some sort of an exotic skin. Why? Because that's just going to stretch more and cause it to deform. So at the starting point of $650, why? Like, unless you got it like that. And if you have it like that, come on, make it rain, make it do what it do. But for me, that's a no for an unsupportive shoe that's going to, put my ugly hoofs on display. Negative, partner. That is a big, firm, never change my mind. No to the Hermes Oran sandal. And while we're talking about sandals, let's just go ahead and continue to stay on that bandwagon. Let's keep talking about the sandals. The Chanel Dad Sandal. The Chanel Dad Sandal. Aesthetically, I do not find attractive. It does not in any way, no matter what I am doing, fit into any style that I wear. A shoe for me can't be an afterthought. A shoe for me is part of the outfit. And I can't imagine putting on any outfit, anything, and saying, you know what's going to complete this? You know what's going to make this super duper fly, super duper dope? You know what it's going to do? I need the Chanel Dad Sandal. No, not if I'm wearing a dress, not if I'm wearing a pair of jeans, not if I'm wearing a pair of cutoff shorts. That is not going to, those shoes are not, those sandals are not going to complement my outfit in any way. I just am not cool enough or edgy enough to pull them off. And I've seen quite a few influencers wear them, and I think, oh, okay, I get it, but I still do not feel that it elevates, enhances, or makes the outfit better. I always think I could do that with another shoe. What the Chanel Dad Sandal makes me think about is that you took off the shoe that you were wearing because they became uncomfortable, or you were going to get a pedicure, or you just wanted to do more walking or something, so you put those on. That's like the slipper or the extra shoe that you throw in your trunk or put in your bag. I don't see it as going out to buy them and saying, oh yeah, that's gonna make my outfit fly. I don't see it at all. It's not for it, no. And especially not at the price point. Upwards of $1,400. I've seen them on the resale market for $3,000 for A dad sandal? Even the construction of it, the style of it, it's been around for years and years and years at lower price points by contemporary brands, by whomever. Like, it's a no. But if you like it, I'd love to see you in it. Make it beautiful, hype it up, tell me why I'm wrong. Okay? But for me, it's a no to the Chanel dad sandals. Next up, fine china. Think Hermes, the teacup, and the little saucer. How dainty, how beautiful, how luxurious. That is a flex on deck all day long. Flexing with the little cup and, just taking a sip. Imagine like a little tea party. How beautiful, how gorgeous. It's not into my lifestyle. Not at all. I'm eating off of paper plates most nights and plastic forks because I don't want to wash dishes. I don't even want to load a dishwasher. I don't want to do any of those things. So for me, that's just in a class where I'm not. I'm not saying that I don't one day strive to be there. If someone else is going to wash the dishes, if someone else can replace it, if one of the grandchildren make it drop and fall, if my husband breaks it, if it gets a chip on it or something like that, maybe down the road. But for now, for me, I want to say in the very, 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 very extreme, far future, a world beyond, think Star Trek, possibly maybe, but not in this lifetime with the Hermes fine china. Yeah, for what? To sip on some tea? That's a nah, that's a negative. If you agree with me, let me know. I know that I'm hoping that this is going to create some dialogue, not hate, not negative comments, just a dialogue. Like, keep it real with me. Talk to me. Let me know. Are you agreeing with what I'm saying? Are you disagreeing? Let's have a conversation. For real, because this is worthy of a conversation. I know it is. I know it is. I think I'm getting down to the wire, approximately 3 luxury items or categories that I would never buy. We're getting down to it. We're getting down to it. So let's talk about pens and stationery. Luxury pens and stationery. Now, I like the Louis Vuitton agenda. I'd much prefer to have a Fendi agenda because Fendi is my favorite fashion house. So I would want something that's more unique to what I love, right? But I'm talking about the actual paper that goes inside. I'm not going to pretend that I'm like, so big on sustainability or anything like that, right? Because once you're using paper, you're using paper. It's going to go to the same landfills. It's going to do the same thing. It's going to impact the environment in the same manner. But for me, I'm just thinking, do I have like $2 for every page? Do I want to spend $120 for 60 pages to write on? That math makes me want to cringe. That math makes me not want to count. That just does not work for me. I don't understand it. I could write something down on the back of an envelope. I could write something down on a matchbook. I could write something down on the back of my hand like I used to do when I was in elementary school. Why would I spend that much for pieces of paper? Like, that doesn't make sense to me. That doesn't make sense for me. Can't do it. Stationery? No. I can go on Etsy and order some stationery that's more unique, that's more personalized with the KC, or make it say Koi. Personalize it. Make it for me. I'm not buying Hermes or Louis Vuitton stationery or stationery from any other luxury design house. That just, for me, that's a no. That's a no. And with respect to the pens, Bic works for me. Bic makes a pretty decent pen. Bic been around for decades and decades. I've been seeing Bic all throughout my life. It writes, it's beautiful, it does all of the things. Now, I do like Swarovski pens. I think that they're very beautiful. They're gorgeous, and they could be nice for a flex to sit on your desk just for show kind of thing. That's fine. That is absolutely great. But guess what? You can get a whole 6-pack of those off of Amazon at a much more affordable price. So that's where my money will be going. Thank you, Amazon. Next up, bag charms. Bag charms, bag charms. As much as I think it's nice to add something to your bags that make them unique, give them more color, you know, as I said, it's kind of associating that particular item with you when you incorporate something that is your style, is your color, whatever. It could be great. I'm all for accessorizing your bags. I'm not for the Hermes Rodeo. I think they start at 1,000 US dollars or possibly like 895, something absorbent like that. Not for nothing. At $1,000, I can buy a bag, brand new or pre-loved. It doesn't matter in either of those categories. I can't see myself spending $1,000 to buy an item to put on a bag. That's, I mean, just take my money and flush it down the toilet. That doesn't make any sense to me. For me, it doesn't make any sense for me. It makes sense for the people who do it, the people who can afford it, the people who enjoy it, the people who are collectors, the people who are balling out of control like that. I'm not even balling at all. I don't even have the letter B. So for me, the rodeo and the luxury bag charms, they're a no. That's a firm, absolute, never, ever, no luxury bag charms for Kawanakoy. Next up, I think we're going to round this out with bags because I kind of like bags. I think if you follow me, you know that I do. So let's round it out that way. Starting with the Louis Vuitton animation collection. They make these pochettes. They make these little folios. They make little even SLGs. Anything animated from their collection is kind of screen printed, so it doesn't wear very well. It would be more of a display piece, more of like a museum kind of thing. That's not for me. Also, it's an animated collection, so the LV animated, and they change them, you know, every year, especially around the holidays to display some other animation. I am years old, so I don't need to be animated. I don't need to wear Bugs Bunny, Minnie Mouse, any of those things. I'm older, a little bit more classy. So I think that those things are cute. I might have like a Tweety Bird pillow or something in my house. Doesn't need to be screen printed on my SLGs or bags, especially because I know it's going to rub off and wear off, so it would have no functionality. So for me, that's a no to the LV animated collection. Next up, I think that some would find it quite surprising, but the Fendi First bag. Fendi is my absolute favorite fashion house. I absolutely adore Fendi, but when it comes to the Fendi First bag, number one, I do not know that it's going to be around forever and ever, meaning that you can keep it forever and ever. I just think that it's pretty trendy. The other component of it is, now when I first saw it, the first person I saw with it was Scout the City, and I said, oh, that's cool. Fendi's doing something different, and I appreciate it. But then it kind of also gave me it kind of put me in the mind of the Bottega dumpling bag. I don't necessarily care for bags that you carry that way in a, like under your arm or in your hand like that, because I mean, your fingertips get kind of sweaty. You might touch something, and as careful as I am, I'm new money. Actually, I'm not even new money. I'm no money. So I'm very, very careful with my items, and I think that that Fendi First bag would just stress me out too much for the manner in which you carry it. You may think, Kawana, you can get it in black, or you can get it in brown, or you can get it in some other color. I'm not getting those colors. Those colors wouldn't work for me. It just doesn't do what it do. So for me, the Fendi First bag, in terms of its functionality, the delicate nature in which I would have to carry it, the fact that I don't think it's a classic, that's a no. So the Fendi First is it's a never for me, but not a never ever 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 ever, but it's a never for now. Yeah, never for now. I like this. Lastly, let's close out with Chanel. Well, let's close out with a category. Okay, this is going to be a little bit, I'm going to try not to make it confusing, but anyway, heart bags, heart shaped bags. To me, again, they're very girly to me, or even slightly juvenile. And I don't say juvenile in a way to be disrespectful towards anybody. I've actually only ever seen one heart bag that I liked, and I like it for the edginess of it. A friend of mine has it in like this blue, sort of almost metallic. It's like this really edgy, fun, cool color in a chevron pattern. And I think her bag is absolutely fly. And I like the fact, sort of, that it's in a different shape, a shape that you wouldn't expect to see. But I still can't see myself carrying something in the shape of a heart. And the actual Chanel heart shaped bag, I don't have, for me, that is something that you would buy as a collector. That is something that you would buy if you have a vast Hermes collection. Did I say if you have a vast Chanel collection, if you have a number of Chanel bags and you've dinged every box and crossed every T of the ones that you want to have. So it's more to me of a collector bag. Not saying that you shouldn't carry it if you have it, but that certainly shouldn't be a bag that you're buying if you only have three and you're a grown up. Like if you're over 30 years old and you're walking around with a heart, you do what you do. You like it. I love it. For me, I can't see myself carrying a heart-shaped bag. It's almost like what I said about the Clovers with the Lucky Charms with the Van Cleef. It's a little bit too young for me. I'm trying to be a little bit more mature. I said the woman who's wearing pink, right? But it's pink satin. So that's my take. Those are the luxury items that I would never, ever, ever, ever buy. My hope is that I'm going to be reading down in the comments a wealth of comments. So much opinion, so much dialogue. My hope, did my necklace fall? Oh my goodness. Okay, well, then that's off. Imagine if this was the Van Cleef Alhambra and I lost it. OMG. Anyway, I hope that you all enjoyed this video. If you did, please give it a thumbs up. Do not forget Miss Original Flavor, Miss Custom Chic, and Miss Life with Glory B. I'm expecting to see you all's video of the luxury items that you would never buy in the next few weeks. So let's make that happen for me. Let's make that happen for the community. Enlighten us. Talk to us. Let us know the why not. And remember that everything I shared in this video and every one of my videos is me to a C. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.